Hey, welcome back to the Mvmt Performance Project. It is beautiful outside, and these are the days that we go outside to go run and play some sports. So we gotta be thinking about rotational stability. Exactly, we're on the same wavelength. I love this. So we're looking at today are what we call shoulder taps or plank rows, and how those hips should not be able to move. Everything should be rigid. So we talked about this concept of a core pillar. So like a beam or a building, a foam roller or a dumbbell that's in a straight line. There's no kinked parts, right? So we are trying to keep that whole thing nice and rigid to make ourselves more resilient to injury and perform better, which is essentially what we all want. So looking at this exercise called shoulder taps. For those of you who aren't familiar, push-up position, nice and tall from the head to the heel, and then get that butt squeezed. So squeezing that butt, what that does, you'll see from a profile view here, squeezing that butt, what that does is it flattens out the front of the hip. What happens often is one of these, so that bum is stuck up in the air, and we see that's a little hot in that low back, and those hip flexors, start to take the bulk of the work, which means that those abs are not working, but the goal of the exercise is to work the abs. So again, what we're gonna do in that plank position, we're gonna get that butt squeezed, head nice and tall, so we got the hip flexors off so that those abs are working. The exercise you're going to try first is called shoulder tap. Staying right here, what I'm doing is I'm driving my left hand straight down to the ground, butt squeezed, and I'm slowly sliding this right hand back towards me and then come on up. I'm tapping the shoulder and vice versa. Driving that right hand down the ground, slowly dragging that left hand back and tapping that shoulder. Whoa, it should not be easy. What you're looking to avoid is, ready for this? One of these, the hip drop or the legs bend. Okay, so one of those we're looking at here. They'll probably look one like these, or if you can see my back, one of those hips sagging low. So this is phase one, step one. If you're great at this, we can do what's called an advanced exercise of this, what's called a plank row. So, got my trusty power block dumbbells here, and getting that push-up position, that plank position, nice and tall from the head, right through the heel, driving down that left hand, and slowly pulling that right hand right up, a nice row, and then coming on back down. And the other side as well. To make this more difficult, for those of you who are very good at this, the long lever plank. So pulling this right back up here, and down. The wider your feet are, the more stable you are. The closer in you are, the more unstable you are. Just like walking on a beam versus walking on a bridge. Big difference. What you're gonna do is you're gonna give this a shot. Shoulder taps first, 5 each side. If you can maintain that stability in the trunk without that rotation, boom, you have it. Here, Riley in the background, showing us a little downward dog stretch. If you can do that 5 each side, then we're gonna go to the dumbbells, a plank row, making sure to keep this solid and resist that rotation. We're working on those obliques to keep us solid when we do any rotational sports, any running or any unilateral on one leg stuff right there. Give us a shot. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to let me know. I'd be happy to help. Mvmt Performance Project. See you tomorrow.